Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today, kind of similar to last episode, it's probably initially going to look like a junk drawer episode in the sense that we don't really have an overarching goal in today, but rather a bunch of tiny housekeeping tasks that we need to take care of. Starting in the village. Now, as I said at the end of last episode, I would have to do some AFKing in the village to get those villagers all grown up and the population increased. So what I decided to do is work a little bit more on the landscaping of the village and just make it look a little nicer. I actually chopped down almost every single tree and planted all new ones. You will see that as we get in. And the village actually has a very different feel to it now, but I actually really like it. It's a little more cleaned up, a little more polished, and definitely a lot more populated. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of work, getting some more librarians, and a lot more books. And that is the other reason why we are here today, is to get some of those books. So some of the books that I was able to get include Efficiency 5, which we saw last time. Mending, which we already had. That one is just a novice still. Silk Touch here, which I accidentally got 2 Silk Touch villagers. Protection 4, I think we saw that one as well. Where are all the new ones? Knockback 2, I know they're here somewhere. There's the other Silk Touch. They're basically the same price. This one's also offering Silk Touch, but I have not locked that in yet. I think we need to go up here to this lonely villager right here, who is offering 38 emeralds for a Sharpness 5 book. So that is a very good trade for us. Of course, I haven't been able to buy that yet, or maybe I have, I don't remember. I forget how many emeralds I had. I may have had just enough to do that, but I still don't have Unbreaking, and that is the only one that I am really after, because we are lacking Unbreaking on many of our tools, and actually the Diamond Sword, I'm going to either create a new one, or disenchant this and try again, because as good as the smite is, and it's been really nice to one-hit kill all of the zombies and skeletons, I just prefer sharpness over all those other enchantments. That's just personal preference, that's just me. So that is gonna be how that goes for the sword. As for everything else, the shovel, we still don't have Unbreaking on it, and that is very unfortunate. Uh-oh, we have another escapee. Let's go let him back in. Alright, come on in, my friend. We're friendly in here. Oh, and he... Is he going to? Here he comes. There we go. Alright, not really sure how he got out, but that brings me right down here to this new region of the village. I figured since the population is expanding quite a bit, we would need another farm to supply all of these villagers with more food. I still have all these beds here, all the houses are filled with beds, and I decided to go around and plant some trees on the outside as well, just to kind of surround and close in the village a little bit. It looks like it's meeting time here, and I guess breeding time as well, so we will leave them to that, and in the meantime, we are going to head back and get a few more resources necessary to trade with these villagers, get a few more emeralds, and get the rest of those enchanted books. And the last villager I was forgetting about, who is actually in this house right here, barricaded because I had another incident where I accidentally smacked him. He has Fortune 3. It's a little expensive right now, but I'm trying to trade with him and get on good terms so that he will, once again, just like last time, not tell anybody about what I accidentally did. But with all of that, I wasn't able to get everything I wanted, obviously, because we kind of lack that many resources right now. But I was able to get Efficiency 5, Fortune 3, Sharpness 5, and I forget the last one. Oh no, it's just those 3. Okay, well that'll be good enough for now. I did pass up looting initially, not thinking that I would want to make a sword this soon, this early on, but I will get looting 3 eventually. For now, though, our sword is just fine, and looting really isn't a huge deal for us either way. It's just that Fortune 3 that I wanted to get on our pickaxe. Efficiency 5 will be good to have on there, and Sharpness, maybe we will throw that on our axe and use our axe as a primary weapon. So I'm going to head down to the XP farm, where our anvil is, and we will just get to work on all of these tools. I should have enough levels. Of course, if I don't, I can always kill some zombies right there, but it will definitely damage our anvil a little bit, so either in the next episode or the one after, we will actually head to spawn and build an iron farm. Okay, so first and foremost, Fortune 3 on the netherite pickaxe, and efficiency 5 on the netherite pickaxe. I'm trying to figure out, just by looking at this, if we are missing any enchantments. Unbreaking, efficiency, fortune, mending. I think that covers all the bases. I feel like there's one missing on here, but I think that's everything. Obviously not Silk Touch, since we have fortune. And then on our axe, we will put that sharpness 5 book, 6 levels for that. That's going to take us all the way down to 4. Not a big deal for us, though. And while we are down here, this conveniently links up to our strip mine, or branch mine, I should say. And somewhere we had located some diamonds. I forget exactly where they were. I did screenshot them and grab the coordinates, so if I can't find them, I can do that method. But I should just be able to find them just by walking down each of these corridors, so let me do that real quick. Well, I either seem to have lost them, or it is just a false memory that I had, and maybe I collected the ones that I had found and then said that going forward it would be Fortune 3 that we use for all of those. But nonetheless, it's not a huge deal for us, so we will head back up here. You know what? I wonder if it was somewhere over in here, although we don't need to get into a rabbit hole this episode looking for diamonds. That's something I can do off camera, since we've already spent a couple episodes in the past doing that. But we are going to head back up to the top, and now that our tools are enchanted, we can head on to our next item on the agenda. And that is just going to be talking about my plans for the house that I would like to build. I'm thinking that we will build that right about here, because I would like it to be very close to the storage system so that it's easy access, plus it is a central location. And let me get rid of this rain. So it is a... Well, at least our path is built out of stone. I should have seen that one coming. What blocked it? The tuff. There we go. Okay, I think we're safe. The horses are safe. That was exciting, and I hope we didn't lose too much landscaping. Luckily for us, we are building the path in that direction anyway, so I'm gonna replant that flower right there. So I've been working on the path just a little bit. It again is going to extend all the way over to our XP farm, and then another branch over to the boathouse. But I'm thinking our house can just be right here, because it will be a very central location to the entire valley, easily accessible and easy to get to all points throughout our little home here. So that is kind of where that is going to be. I haven't designed it yet. That's going to be a very extravagant, not necessarily massive, but just detail heavy and appealing build, if you will. So that's going to be right here. That's going to be in a later episode as well, but I just wanted to go over that because we are starting to outgrow our homestead here, which leads me to the next item on our agenda for today. Right in here in the storage facility, we are beginning to outgrow our chests. So I did a lot of work off camera with the tree farm, collecting various wood types. Of course, you can see which ones are easier to collect than others. The oak I've been using in the village, but even that, we should probably go get that in bulk from a nearby forest. But the wood chest now is almost full, and we have netherrack overflow, we have a chest of just quartz. The stone, now that we have efficiency 5, is likely going to fill up much quicker. Even our valuables chest, all of our riches, is very full. So we are going to need to expand our storage system just a little bit. So we are going to work on that for a little while today. And that is going to start with some chests. We have 10 in here, it looks like. I'm going to make a few more. I turned a lot of our jungle wood into sticks for emeralds in the village, so I may need to chop down a few more trees, but this should be a good start for us. 42 chests, that's not bad. We already have some on this side anyway. And we just need to figure out how we want to do this. What I'm thinking right now, though, is we have the ceiling out of dark oak planks, and we have the floor out of dark oak planks. It's all, and the walls are spruce. To me, this whole room just feels very dark and dull. I'm going to change out the floor, or probably, since we have an abundance of it, some quartz. And I may mix in some other materials as well, just for accents. But I think that would be a good switch. It would definitely lighten it up in here and make it feel a little bit larger as well. So I'm going to tear out these current floorboards and we will get to work on that. Alright, so now all the floor is torn up. It sounds like our bee farm is busy at work over there. And you can already see how it feels slightly larger just because that dirt is a lighter color. So this is going to be a big improvement. We will grab some of our quartz that we have an abundance of and turn this into blocks first of all. And then we will decide what pattern we want from there. I'm thinking probably quartz bricks. That's always a classic when we use that for flooring. So we will just start to place this around the edge initially, and actually I'm thinking instead of that, we can place this in the middle and then have a sort of track that goes around the edge. So this will be in the middle, and then we can have 2 blocks around the edge, or maybe even just 1. I haven't really decided yet. I think we'll go with 2. That'll look good. However, I'm thinking underneath the chests we will go with a different material. I'm not sure what that will be yet. We will decide that here in a moment. But for the rest of the floor, that's how that looks. And again, much lighter and feels much larger. So for the track, I was kind of thinking maybe a polished andesite. It has nice contrast with the quartz, and again, that nice smooth finish kind of blends in a little bit. Again, I'm just going to avoid going underneath the chests for now. We will pick a different block for that. And I am really happy with how this looks, so now we can move on to that block underneath those chests. I'm thinking maybe I want something that will stand out but not be overly loud. So let's see what we have in building blocks that could work. Maybe up here in dirt, not seeing anything. Perhaps wood. Maybe we will return to those dark oak planks since we are using the signs. It looks absolutely amazing with that quartz, and it looks fine with the polished andesite as well. It kind of outlines the chests. I think that is a good option for us. And with the sun setting, I wrecked all those torches when I redid the floor. It's apparent now that we need some lighting in here, so we will go with the old lantern. That is always a classic. We'll go ahead and place one right here, and we will put one more here as well. And that is actually all of the iron that I have. I have 5 more iron nuggets, but that's not really going to do much for us. So again, that iron farm will probably come in the next episode, but that's enough lighting for in here. So now we need a staircase that goes upstairs. That scaffolding, it was very functional for us, but aesthetically it just didn't get the job done. So we will stick with the dark oak pallet for that and turn these into some stairs. And we're just going to line this up here in the middle and just start a grand staircase that will kind of branch off to either side. There we go, something about like that. It looks a little weird right now, but once we punch this hole in the floor, it should look just fine. Okay, so I initially had something like that, but I decided to open it up, and again, it's going to help make this space feel much larger. Even though it already is a fairly big space, it's definitely not going to be the largest structure here in the valley, so relatively speaking, it is a little bit small, but it should be good at least for a little while for our storage. I'm gonna take care of all of this mess from when we had the bees up here and get rid of some of these leaves as well. And I'm really liking how this is all coming together. It definitely feels a lot more grand than how it was before. So now we are going to get a railing right up here, and we have quite a bit of oak fence, so I think we will go with that. But I'm going to do logs in the corners instead, just to give it a little more detail. There we go. Maybe eventually we will have a chandelier or some light fixture hanging from up top to illuminate right here. But for now, I think we can call this complete. So back down here in our storage area, I think we are just going to extend these chests a little bit more. I put them away for inventory space. Let me get them back out. I think we will extend these maybe 2 more blocks to that window right here. Same thing on this side. So that's going to create these large sections for us, and then we can just once again have those on this side as well. And this will allow us to have a section for bulk storage, and then some other sections for building blocks, various mob drops, food, Minecraft, miscellaneous items, all of that stuff. And then one more section maybe for redstone or something like that. I haven't fully decided, but we will just kind of expand and change things as we need to, similar to how we've been doing it. So I'm going to need to make a lot more chests. I think I'll just use the dark oak for that, and then dark oak signs as well, white dye, and we should be pretty well finished. Although I will see what all of the ruckus out here is all about with this wandering trader. Is he offering anything of value to us? I don't think so. The pufferfish, that could be something that we would trade, but with our boathouse, I'd rather go out and get it ourselves. Alright, so all the chests are put in, and of course I realized if we ever need to expand even more, we have all of this space upstairs to do so. Maybe this is where we will eventually put our end and nether items, just our other dimensions. In the meantime, I got all the chests put in. I still need to do the floor, and I'm going to make the signs real quick. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do all the categories. I know I had said that maybe building blocks and mob drops, miscellaneous items, all of that stuff. But I think it's going to be more based on how much of a certain item we have and go from there. So the tools and weapons chest, this is very full, so we are going to need to split this up into probably tools, weapons, and armor. The dirt chest, maybe we will go with dirt in one, and then sand and gravel in another. Same with the stone, our diorite, granite, and andesite stone variants in one chest. The cobbled deep slate in another, and stone. So I'm just going to kind of separate them out and see what fits best, and that will pretty much take care of our storage room revamp. Well, the best part about all those new sign editing properties added in 1.20 is I can place down all of our signs, even though we don't have the categories selected yet, and then I can go back and add them later on. But I have started right over here, dirt, mud, clay, stone, stone bricks, and that kind of works its way down. So this is going to be the blocks section. So this is where most of our wood, building blocks, decoration blocks, all of that stuff is going to be. I think right here then we will make this, plants. It kind of fits in with the theme of building items over on this side, and then down here is where we can have our tools, weapons, armor, food, mob drops, and on this side, at least for now, this can be our nether and all of that stuff as well. I guess I don't really have a miscellaneous spot for things like paper or all of our precious resources, but we will work that in. But now that all of this is pretty much finished, there is one more thing on the to-do list for today that I would like to tackle, and we are going to need to head up to the Sniffer enclosure and take some redstone items with us right after I go collect some more iron. And actually, we have a kind of unusual opportunity that I am going to capitalize on. I see 4 Endermen right here, all in the valley, and we need to start collecting a few more Ender Pearls, so we are going to do the unthinkable here and look at all 4 of them, or at least 3. It looks like the rest of them, or the one way over there, doesn't seem too interested. But this is not how I was hoping this would go, and I'm not liking our odds of surviving this one. We are gonna quickly run away here. We have baby zombies. I wasn't really expecting them to be a part of this, and we're just gonna keep running. That's how we are gonna handle this situation. They are hot on our tail, but if we can at least escape those baby zombies, I think we will be somewhat okay, and we are just gonna start smacking these Endermen and try to also attack the baby zombies simultaneously. There we go. Alright, baby zombies are taken care of. Let's take care of the Endermen now. Oh, another baby zombie. I probably should have been more careful of my surroundings before I looked at all these Endermen. There we go. Alright. Was it worth it? 6 Ender Pearls? I don't know. You be the judge. It definitely has a much different feel walking into the storage building, and I actually like it a lot more. So, with our shiny new iron ingots, we are actually going to make some hoppers, or at least one hopper, because I already have one. I do need a second hopper, though. And we are also going to need a minecart. We can go ahead and combine the hopper with the minecart, and that takes care of that. So I want to make an automatic collection system for our sniffer farm up here, since the seed pods, they just kind of hover around on the ground as soon as they are sniffed up, and they can despawn if I don't get to them fast enough. So I don't think there's any in here right now, but I could be missing some. Doesn't look like there's any, but we are essentially just going to run a track that goes back and forth with a hopper minecart on it that will collect any of our seed pods that they sniff up. So for that, we are going to get right down here. We'll kind of build a staircase that goes down, and I'm just going to start digging. I'm going to need a trapdoor as well, so I can get into this 1 block gap here and dig out that, because the track needs to be right under the grass here. And I'm hoping I will have enough powered rails here and be able to run all of those across. If not, it's not a big deal. I have more than enough gold if you saw that Bastion episode. And it looks like we have a seed pod right up here, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. We don't want to miss out on either of those, so as long as we have that minecart, we should be okay. And unlike the sugarcane farm, this one is not going to have any sort of fancy item stop system where it stops the minecart so it can collect. Because we're only ever going to have one or two at a time, we can just have the minecart run over a hopper and just continue on, and in that time, it should be enough time for the minecart to be able to empty itself. So I'm just going to dig out, I think we went 3 blocks in this direction from this moss, so that's 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And 3 in this direction. 1, 2, and 3. And then I can just dig out the rest of this. I don't need to light it up in here or anything. It looks like we have one of them sniffing something up right there, so we'll have to go see what we got from that. But since the tracks are non-spawnable, it shouldn't be an issue for us down here with mob spawning, baby zombies, things like that. Alright, so the way this is going to work is we are just going to have powered rails running in a straight line back and forth, and then at the ends we will have normal rails that will just curve around, and the track can just zigzag back and forth. Alright, it looks like we need about another half stack of powered rails. I also need to get a few more levers so we can then get underneath those and turn them on. Alright, so all the rails are in place, and then at the end we will just have that be powered so it goes into that block. The hopper will bounce back and work back in the other direction, same thing over here. And this is where we can have our hopper system actually, so I can go ahead and get rid of that trapdoor now, and I think we'll just put the hopper on this very last block. I don't think we would run into any issues by doing that. So we will have a chest. I think I'm going to need to break that block up here. Chest right there, and a hopper going into it. Powered rail on top of there should do the trick, so the minecart will pass over that, drop any items it has picked up into that chest, and we can just come down here whenever we need to get some more of those seeds. Alright, so we will put our hopper minecart on there. Of course, it won't do anything yet. I'm going to now get one more row underneath here. It looks like we have a stone layer, so I might just stick with dirt, and we are going to need to place levers underneath each of these rows here to power all of those rails. Alright, it looks like that is going now. I may have missed that last row though. Maybe the last 2 rows it looks like. I can't really tell, but that's not a big deal at all. So we will just head down in this direction, dig out a couple more blocks here, and we should be able to hear the minecart going. Of course, I just realized an issue now that we have run into. I'm going to need to get back up in that part and nudge that minecart just a little bit just to get it going once more. Alright, it looks like I still need to do one more row. Not an issue at all. I'm just going to break this minecart and we will take it with us. Alright, so all the blocks are powered now. I can go ahead and fill in the rest of this hole down here, and we will head back up and test to see if this works. I don't know why it wouldn't, but it never hurts to just double check. I hope I went far enough. Okay, good, I did. So if we throw some dirt down right there, and I'm just going to kind of throw it along all of these sides here, and I will put one more right over here. Uh-oh, it bounced right off of his face. We'll go, if I can throw one in there. Maybe? I guess it was bouncing off the fence. There we go. Alright, so all of our test dirt is in place. the hopper minecart should pick up 4, maybe 5 pieces of dirt, and it should drop that into the chest. It may not do it all in one pass since it's going to be over that chest for a very short amount of time. And uh-oh, it looks like we have a spider right here, not a big deal. And that minecart should be coming back fairly soon. I see it winding its way back. And there we go. It looks like it did drop off 2 of those dirt, so on its next pass through, we should get a little bit more from it. We may even see that dirt get picked up. Although maybe not, it doesn't look like it is hitting the edges, so I think I'm going to need to expand in one more row that way, and these spiders are all over the place today. And one more row in this direction as well. So I'm going to do that real quick and then it should be fully functional. I have adjusted the size of the track. I also made a slight adjustment to our collection system. I figured if we put the hopper 1 block over, we will actually get 2 passes of the minecart each time it goes through here. So effectively doubling the amount of times that it can drop any items. That shouldn't be necessary, but if we ever end up at the point where we have a lot of sniffers in here, that will at least help a little bit, keep the minecart from not getting super filled up. So now when we pass this through, it should, we'll see if it actually picks up anything right now, but it should begin to work the way we wanted it to. Of course, we already ran that last test on it, and it seemed to do just fine. So we will see how it does again. And it looks like here comes the minecart now. And we should get... Well, it didn't look like we had anything. That pitcher pod was already in there from before. So we will just wait for these sniffers to dig something else up. Or maybe we can just throw a spider eye in there just as a unique block so we will know if that gets picked up. And there we go. Alright, so it looks like the collection system is working perfectly, so now whenever we are in the area, we don't ever have to worry about coming up here and trying to make sure we collect everything. I do want to breed them one more time. I think if we have 4 sniffers, a nice even number, that will be perfect for us, so we will wait until we get the egg from that, and we will go ahead and place that down on the moss here. Wait for that to hatch. The sniffer will grow up and we should start to have a very steady production of torchflower seeds and pitcher pods. But that is where I'm going to leave the episode. I always take a screenshot and I don't mean to. That is where I'm going to leave the episode for today. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Be sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And in the next episode, we will head to spawn and begin work on an automatic iron farm because the iron supply is kind of lacking right now. So we will fix that in the next episode. But again, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.